Hello. How's it going? Let's see, been about a week. But yeah, so what did we do this week? This week well, the last week I slacked off a little bit, getting out of vacation mode and back into working mode. But back on target and doing stuff on schedule. Anywho, stuff that'll help you guys, and gals. Main thing is a damage warning. So damage little flashes when you get hit for it to damage here and here with the little red flashes. I may have done it completely wrong, but this way might work for you because it's what I'm using. So what I did is inside the user character. What is it? There's these little there's a damage widget. And that damage widget has a little red plate, or three little graphics, one for the bottom flash, one for the side flash, and one for the other side flash. And then I also have these collision boxes on the right side of the actor, the left, and the rear, and the front, just in case I decide to put something there. But anyways, so yeah, you got your widget with the damage. Here, I'll show you what that one looks like real quick. Where'd it go? Damage head. Yeah, it's got these guys. These guys are named left damage, right damage, and they each have their opacity bound. So you just click on here and then click create binding, and that will make this little function. And all you have to do inside that function is say, where'd we go? Get damage. Here we go. Get some information from the player. So right here I'm getting the rear damage texture alpha, and I made variables inside the motion controller that are the alpha for each of those damages, and it's looking to go grab those. Anywho, in the main event graph, when damage is done, it does a quick is overlapping on component, and so you check the front damage area, and then also from the damage causer, which is the bunny, you check its collision sphere, which is just a little, almost the same as this one. It's just the bunny has a collision sphere. And then check to see if the collision sphere is overlapping the front damage, or the left damage, or the right damage area, or the rear damage area, which is these collision boxes inside the viewport. And once it checks for those, then it runs a function for pulse left damage, pulse right damage, and pulse rear damage. And those functions are a little simple, oh yeah, I just put them right below. They're little events, and all they do is they have a do once, just to make sure that it does one full pulse, and it has a timeline, so created a timeline, and the timeline looks like so, it just goes up and down, and then sets these variables here for left damage, right damage, and rear damage texture alpha. So it's just animating the alpha channel. The rest are set to 1, but the alpha is what's getting activated by this timeline. And once it finishes up the timeline, then it resets the do once. So once it does one full up down, then it can come back and do it again. But otherwise it'd just be flicker, flicker, flicker while the little bunnies are attacking. So anywho, that's how the damage flashes. And then over here is something that is thanks to Jacky on the Unreal forums for showing how to adjust a post-process volume inside of blueprints. So at the beginning, I have it set to get the post-process volume actor and put it into a variable, or a pointer to it, basically. And then over here, to make the screen flash red, yeah, I need to do a little bit of cleanup. Anywho, all you gotta do is do a make post-process settings, and so you can just make post-process settings. There it is. And at first it's empty, but what you gotta do is just check which one you want it to have, And so say it's one like saturation, well, you can then split it, and now you have all the availability for saturation. And when you're done changing these, then you get your reference to your post process, and then you just create a set settings, and then you just plug in this make post process settings into here, and then hooray, whatever you happen to set these as, that is now it. And yeah, there is also a little bit of shenanigans with these, but yeah, this is me just trying out changing a bunch of different stuff. But you can also get your current settings from your post process if you want to. You drag off a settings, and it'll make this one, and then you drag off of there and say break post process settings, and you just check whichever ones you want to be able to get the information from, because a post process is so massive in all of its options that you have to break and make via certain individual ones. Yeah, and apart from that, there was some fun installation stuff, but anywho, yeah, that's pretty much it for this week. It was the #1 complaint for everybody who tested the game so far, was that they can't tell when they're being attacked from behind. I should probably also make an additional sound effect for when you're being attacked from behind, so you get alerted to that a bit more. Perhaps make their volume turn up the more they're behind you. Anyways, yeah, that's it for this week. Hopefully that stuff helped a little bit. And yeah, back on schedule this week, and it's coming along nicely. Only a few mechanics left to do, and then I can move out of alpha and then into start trying to make things pretty, and actual getting there. So yeah, thank you for watching. Hopefully this was helpful, and I will see you all next week. Bye. Awkward pause.